Well, hello everybody and welcome to BizAvGeek channel. My name is Sean. We are talking about resumes today, everybody's favorite. This is a part of a series of videos that I'm doing for Aviation Career Introduction. So we're going to get started here with the resume. We're going to be taking a look at what a resume is, first of all. And a resume is a document that tells us who you are. That's it. There's nothing else to it. It doesn't need to be a story. You don't need chapters. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need a one-page document that tells us who you are. Now, there's another document called a cover letter, and there's another video for that. We'll talk about a cover letter in another video, but today we're just going to take a 40,000-foot look at a resume. So let's get started. So as you can see, this is a sample of a resume. It's not that difficult to do. All we got to do is put all of the right pieces in the right spot to make this a successful resume. Think of a resume as an elevator pitch. You have 2 minutes to prove to somebody that you're worth the next round or reading your cover letter to get you to an interview. So in this resume, we're going to start and go over each section. The top, the title, the education, professional education section, your work experience, your volunteer experience, your leadership activities, and your professional affiliations. And all of these are really important as we focus in on how we develop this resume. So the very first thing that you're going to see is the title. And when you do a title for the resume, you're going to keep the title the same for your cover letter. So keep that in mind as you're beginning to piece these tools together, because each of these components will help each other as you develop your resources for applying for a job. So the most important thing using the top here is just use your first and last name. That's it. Don't put your mailing address or anything else. Just put your first and last name at the top. Put an appropriate email. Some of you have some really highly inappropriate emails that you don't want your employer looking at, so make sure that you have an appropriate email. Also, just put one phone number, just a basic number that they can get a hold of you, and leave a voicemail. If you don't have a voicemail set up, make sure that you do, because I don't leave messages on voicemails that aren't recorded by the person that I'm trying to look for, and you could miss a job that way. Also, the reason you don't want to put an address up here is because if you post this, and don't post this to your LinkedIn, but if you do post it to your LinkedIn and your address is out there, now everybody on the internet knows where you live. And that's not cool for you. So protect yourself as you build your resume. Okay, so your personal information is your information, and it goes right up there at the top. You can put it in the middle. I see people put it on the side. Just don't use one of those Microsoft Word templates, please don't. And don't put your picture on it either. So we just want to know who you are, not what you look like or what your fashion design is or any of that stuff. So we're just looking for some basic information there. So the next section that we're going to look at is education. So this person graduated from Oklahoma State University in December of 2025. Well, at the time this video is made, it's December of 24, which is okay. So that tells an employer that you are going to be graduating, or you're anticipating on graduating in December of next year. And that's okay to have that in applying for particular jobs, especially internships too as well. A lot of people ask, do I need to put my high school? If you're putting your associate's degree or your certificate from Career Tech or your master's or your doctorate, there's already a given that you have already completed your high school diploma. Now, if you are in high school, then yes, I would say put your high school information in there. Even if you don't have the diploma yet, the same thing goes for this particular person who doesn't graduate till next year. At least we know when you are expected to get out of high school, and I can see what college you're going to, or VOTEC, whatever it is that you need to put in there. The next thing that you want to do, and it's very important, especially for the aviation industry, is your professional certifications. So obviously the big no-brainers are your FAA certified license for your airman certificates, whether you're an air traffic controller, whether you're an aircraft dispatcher, airframe, an engine, and performance, and all that stuff with A&P. I don't know maintenance side too well, but everybody has one of those. So make sure that you put that in there, what certification that is, and also put the certificate number that will help HR expedite your application process and proving that, yes, this person did not lie on their resume and is actually being truthful in the certification that they got and when they got it. The next section is work experience. Work experience is very important. If you notice in here, you probably already saw, there's no skills section. I hate bulleted skills sections, so don't put that in here. Instead, what I do and what my mentor encouraged me to do in this industry is to put the skill set within the descriptions of each of the work experience. That way, if you have a soft skill, right? A soft skill is something that's tangible that an employer would like to know, whether you use Avinode or ForeFlight or just basic things in aviation that we use on a day-to-day basis, World Fuel, fuel for ordering. Those very small soft skills go a long way. If you know how to operate flight bridge, I'm just listing soft skills. So try to figure out a way to incorporate your skill set in Microsoft Word or whatever it may be, Excel, into the descriptions of your past work experience. That way, it's not just some broad, 3-column description of, bolded point stuff. Don't do that. Be very specific and intentional about what you're putting in your resume. Again, your resume is telling your future employer who you are. So tell them who you are and who your skills are. It's very important there. So put the last 5 to 10 years. It depends on what it is that you're doing. I wouldn't go anything beyond that unless it's just important. So most people have it on their LinkedIn anyway. So do that. If you don't have a LinkedIn and you're watching this video, then that's going to be a video series in this aviation career prep. So just make sure that you're aware of that moving forward. The next section is volunteer experience. This person was an undergrad student, and so there wasn't a lot to fill on the first page. And again, don't feel pressured to completely fill the first page, but put all of the relevant experience that you have, even if it's volunteer. So this person participated in a local aviation event, and they also participated in a national, really international event for that. So, and again, putting what they did in it, how they helped out. And then leadership activities, put that. Your leadership and your activities are really important. So putting conferences that you attended, aviation related, would be helpful if you're an undergrad student. If you're a graduate student, what conferences you've been to in the past, whether they're very specific with schedulers and dispatchers with NBAA, National Defense Transportation Association conferences, really put specific industry related stuff if you are already in the industry looking to change your career. So don't negate your professional affiliations at all. So I saved this because I had to edit it, and so there's some gaps in some of these breaks here. So that's not going to be in the final proof for you, but just to protect this person's identity, that's what I did for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just tell us who you are. And I'm going to provide my email address too for you guys and a link. If you guys you just stuck, you don't know how to get started. Hopefully this was a good starter for you. You can break it up into each of your sections here with your education, professional certification, your work experience, your volunteer, your leadership and activities, and professional affiliations. Just make sure that you have those skills that we're looking for as an employer in your job descriptions, because that's going to go a long way in there. Depending on the font size and type that you use will depend how you have this layout. These are narrow margins, which me personally, I don't care about. Some people get a little weird about that if it's not in normal margins, 1-inch margins, but just make sure it's legible and the typing and the organization flows. This is a nice flow. It's easy to see, and I'm not spending a whole bunch of time looking for anything, and it's all on one sheet of paper. So just remember that in writing your resume. Don't feel that you have to fill in all of this stuff here. Let's see here. Let's go to online resources. So depending on what school you go to, hopefully they have some sort of career services department, and hopefully you picked a school that has a good career network development for you to grow into and out of your education environment and into the practical world. So I always say that your degree is useless unless you develop your network, and developing your resume is a part of developing your network, as is your cover letter and your LinkedIn and you attending in-person events with these folks. So make sure that your university has resources for you to print off your resumes on special paper, as well as order some custom business cards, as well as provide leather portfolios too as well. Those things go a long way as you're making your rounds at conferences out there searching for a job, or if they're coming to your school for a career fair. So make sure that it's ready. And the thing about a resume is that it's like a business plan. It's a living document. So this always needs to be updated 6 months, every year, every time you get a new FAA certification, or every time you get some sort of industry specific certification. You need to update your resume accordingly and make sure that you're staying on top of those things and eliminating things in your resume that actually don't need to be there. So I hope this video was helpful for you today. If you have any questions, again, you can leave some comments down there below. Like, share it, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more videos like this, just let me know, and I'll be happy to produce more videos like this. So very excited to see you guys start your resumes and get those resumes out there so that you can get the aviation career job that you're looking for. Behind me, the plane spotter was out at Scottsdale this evening live streaming, so they got some good business aviation activity out there with GISX and some Gulfstreams and some Falcons out there, so it's pretty cool to watch those guys. So their link is in the channel too. Be sure to go check them out, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.